Alright y'all, welcome back to the channel and to some more buckshot testing, and today we've got another very highly requested combination after the last time we tested these shells, and it's one that I'm definitely curious to see how it performs because there's the chance it could be really impressive. There's also the chance that this combination just doesn't work out the way we would like it to together. I really don't know what we're going to see coming into it, but I'm definitely excited to try it and see what happens. So as for the shells I brought out here today, I got out some more of these. The Hevi-Shot Dead Coyote buckshot loads. These ones are their 12 gauge, 3-inch, 12 pellet load of double-aught buck moving about 1,350 feet per second. And the other side of the box does say they are the Hevi-Shot 12 density type of material, which is the standard Hevi-Shot kind of mixture of stuff. A little bit denser than lead, but not full on TSS type of stuff either. And it does say they are frangible, which we will be testing at some point in some water jugs or something. But these shells are not cheap. $46 a box for 5 rounds is pretty expensive. And the last time we tested them through a stock full choke, they did pretty decently as for a pattern, but definitely not that price tag worth, that's for sure. So I don't know. I think it's a tough road to climb, but maybe this combination might give us that pattern that's worth that price tag. I really don't know. So it's definitely going to be pretty interesting to see what these can do through today's setup. And as for today's setup, I brought out the Remington 1187. It's got a 28-inch barrel on it, and I put this choke in, which is the Kicks Buck Kicker Full Choke. This particular one measures out right at a 693 constriction, and it has shown us a lot of good results with double-aught buck loads in the past, but I don't know how it's going to perform with these Hevi-Shot loads. Might do great, might do terrible, I have no idea. But a lot of you guys wanted to see this combination, so I got to bring it out here and try it and see what it can give us. So as for today's test, everything is set up the same as usual. I've got the big sheet of paper at 40 yards, I've got the chronograph so we can get our velocity from the shell, and I've got the templates that we can lay up over our results when we go check those out. So enough talking, let's get you guys a view of that target and take the shot and see just what the buck kicker choke can give us with these Hevi-Shot Dead Coyote double-aught shells. I hope this works out great, but I still don't know that it's going to be worth the price tag of these shells, but we don't know until we try it, so let's take our shot and see what we get. Alright, so that shell gave us 1335 through the chrono. The boss claim is 1350, so we're only 15 feet per second under that claim. So I'd say we're pretty much right where we're supposed to be. And that is definitely not moving slow for a double-aught buck load. So looking very much normal up here for velocity, but what kind of a pattern did they give us through that buck kicker down there at 40? Let's go check it out and see what we got. Alright, so now we're down here at our 40-yard paper, and this is what we got. The white dot was the point of aim. The paper's 36 inches wide by about 42 or so inches tall. We had all 12 pellets on the paper here, and we saw a very nice looking pattern. All 12 of those pellets are condensed right here around our point of aim, and I did measure the farthest 2 points across, which is pretty much top to bottom there, and that gave us a total of a 17-inch spread at 40 yards. So definitely a very nice buckshot pattern for a loaded double-aught buck, without a doubt. That's going to absolutely get it done on any kind of predators or whatever that you're looking to use these on. At 40 yards, that's a dead coyote all day long, without a doubt. The big question is it a $46 a box for 5 shells type of pattern? To me, still, probably not. We've seen the same and a lot better out of shells that are a quarter of the price. I mean, just go back and look. Here's the card above. That same exact combination of shotgun and choke with a box of Winchester military grade buckshot, which is about like 90 cents to maybe $1 a round depending on where you get it from, gave us a better result than this. And I can tell you a coyote's not going to feel the difference between this Hevi-Shot stuff and a lead pellet at 40 yards. So very good pattern, no doubt about it, but I still think it's overpriced. So let's throw some actual templates up and get a little better reference as to how it actually did as compared to just the blank sheet of paper. Alright, so here's our 10-inch circle, and we had 5 out of the 12 pellets within that 10-inch circle at 40 yards, so a little bit below half of the load, which is nothing groundbreaking by the numbers, but you can see we only have 1 pellet just a touch above that template. Everything else is in the template or just behind it. So definitely not looking too bad there, and 5 pellets worth of this Hevi-Shot double-aught buck through the vitals on a coyote or something is more than good enough. So now let's move over to an actual animal template, which will give us a little bit better of an idea of how these would look in an actual hunting type of scenario as well. All right, so here is our hog template. Now, right off the bat, would I suggest hog hunting or deer hunting with these heavy shot loads? Definitely not, because it does say they are frangible. And although, sure, you might be able to kill a deer or hog with one at close ranges, you're just not going to see the penetration that you would in a typical lead buckshot load, because they're going to break apart on impact. But this template does give us a size reference as to what the pattern would look like in a hunting scenario. A coyote would be just a little bit smaller than this hog is, and clearly you would have a more than good enough pattern to get the job done without a doubt. You would have the vast majority of your load right through the vitals on that coyote, so he's not going anywhere. And with that kind of a spread, you could pretty easily push that out to 50 and potentially even 60 yards as well, and still have a good enough pattern to get the job done. So overall thoughts today, that's definitely a very good pattern. There's no doubt about that. 17-inch spread at 40 yards for a 12 pellet loaded double-aught buck is a very solid performer. Do I think it's almost $10 a round good? Probably not. We've seen the same or better from much, much cheaper loads. So for me, I still don't think it's worth it, even though this is a very good pattern. I would just use a regular old lead double-aught buck pellet that I know performs well through that setup. So I guess we're still in the same dilemma here. These seem to be a very good performing shell. I just don't know that they're worth the price. And I guess that just comes down to the person that's going to be using them and if this is worth it for them or not. For me, probably not, but at least it gives us a very solid and usable pattern at the end of the day. And here's the wad from that shell. Definitely nothing fancy going on here, but it doesn't look like it snagged on anything. There's nothing stuck down in there. We do have one tiny little pinhole right on the side of this pedal, but that doesn't bother me or concern me. It looks very much normal overall, and definitely nothing too special or out of the ordinary to see on this one. So I think it did its job for today. All right, y'all. Well, what did you think about that performance right there? I don't think we can argue too much about the pattern. A 17-inch spread of double-aught buck at 40 yards is a very solid performance. It might not be top 3 or 4 that we've seen, but hey, that is a plenty usable enough of a spread all day long. But again, I just don't think it's worth the price. Maybe if we had all 12 of those pellets within a 6-inch circle at 40 yards, then maybe possibly I could see it a little bit more. But we've seen other performances that were the same or better from tremendously cheaper shells. So is it worth it? I don't know. I guess I'll just have to leave it up to you guys. So I guess leave your thoughts about it in the comments. Is that about what you expected? Were you surprised one way or the other? Have you tested any of the Hevi-Shot Dead Coyote shells, whether they are the double-aught buck or the T-Shot? And if so, what kind of results have you seen from them? Is there another gun or choke combo that you want to see us run these through? And is that performance worth the price of them? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments. But with that being said, I've got some more testing to get done for you guys, so I'm going to get back to it. As always, we have the channel Instagram as well as the mailbox where you can send stuff if you'd like to. All that information will be in the description if you're interested in it, but I'm going to get back to it, so I'll see y'all in the next one.